inside parentheses with a period after. That's done correctly. So I'm going to look for Velez on the works cited page and see if I can find the full information there. Velez. Velez is third from the bottom, Juan Pablo Velez. That's the full title of the article in Data Science for Social Good. Data Science for Social Good. ND means no date, web. This is the date it was looked at. Very good, very good. But the sentence on the text should read, according to CTA, why bus overcrowding happens and how data can help. And then go on with the full quote. So whenever you're going to say according to, always include the title. You don't have to include the whole length of the title, but the first couple of words so that it's clear to the reader. Back to page 2. So this sentence should read, according to the CTA, blah, 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 in 2012 CTA. Okay, so put the title of the article here. Now, since the title is only given here, you're still going to have to give the author's last name. Why? The works cited page must always, let me rephrase that. All in-text citations must always include the first name on the works cited page. Velez is the first word on the works cited page. Velez, here's the first word, and you always, since it's alphabetized, you always want to be able to look it up quickly. So if the student just wrote the title of the article, which is in the middle, it's not alphabetized. You can't find it. That would be done incorrectly in the in-text citation. Therefore, all in-text citations have to give the first word, usually the author's last name, but sometimes if the author's last name is not given, like on a website, then go with the title, like avoiding poop cars, or Cub fans pack CTA, if the author is not included. That means the title would be first and still alphabetized. But students will be graded on how they include in their in-text citations the first word of the works cited page entry, not some middle word, because that defeats the purpose. Back to page 2, Velez. Here's another one. According to a 2016 article in the Chicago Tribune, CTA and Metro Trains, that's by Wong. Wong is the author. The title of the article should be given. It's nice that she put the source in the Chicago Tribune, that's good, but this sentence should properly read, according to whatever the title is in the Chicago Tribune, and then Wong at the end. If you don't want to go through this difficulty, you could just say, according to Wong, according to Wong, according to, I'd give the first name, but let's look up Wong on the works cited page for the full information. Wong is last, Grace Wong, Cub fans pack CTA, ChicagoTribune.com, that's in italics, that's good, that's the big title. Here's the date it was put up, web, and here's the date it was looked at. Very, very good. So I would write on page 2, Grace Wong. For example, here I would write, according to Grace Wong, comma, CTA and Metro trains have been packed. Page 3, this is a short paper. We only have a few pages here. In addition, taking public transportation is horrible because it smells awful. This paragraph is about how the CTA smells. It's a pretty funny paper. Many people don't shower and still get on the bus. Homeless woman get on, etc., etc. It's kind of a funny paper. According to Schwartz, comma, poop train cars. That's pretty good. According to Schwartz, I'd give the first name first, though, according to whatever Schwartz. I'm going to look up the Schwartz on the works cited page. Swartz, here it is, Tracy Swartz, Avoiding Poop Cars, A Survival Guide to Riding the CTA in Winter, Red Eye. Not a very reliable source, but that's okay for now. Date it was published in the web, in the Red Eye online web, and then the date it was looked at. Very good. But I would say according to Tracy Swartz. So back to page 3, I would write according to Tracy Swartz. I'd like to point out here something nice. This here is an M dash. The student did a great job here, and she's got another one here. M dash is the width of the letter M, and N dash is shorter. It's the width of a letter N. These are professional typographers' marks. Try to use them if you can. I'll explain how later. But they look much better than hyphens. Okay, moving on down to here. According to Kyle's, among the overwhelming email responses, Kyle's. That's good. We'll look at Kyle's on the works cited page. Kyle's. Looks good. Looks good. According to Kyle's, that's done correctly. There's the author's name, so that's a signal phrase. Doesn't need to be put at the end of the sentence in an in-text citation. Very good. Here's another one below. According to a 2016 article in Red Eye Chicago, it happened at 2:30 p.m. A 34-year-old woman urinated on her leg. This is a strange paper. According to a police report. Coal. That's the author of this article in Red Eye Chicago. So again, this sentence should read the title. According to the title of the article in the Red Eye Chicago, you don't have to put that, but you could just put according to first name Cole. But I'm going to look up Cole on the works cited page. Cole. Rianne Cole. Shit can happen on the CTA. Here's what to do when it does. Red Eye Chicago. Published 02 October 2016. That's good. Web. Date it was looked at 29th March. So Rianne Cole. I would, on page 3 here, I would write according to Rianne Cole and get rid of all this extra stuff. And get rid of Cole at the end. Why? Cole is the author's last name and is put in the signal phrase. All very good so far. Multiple times the smell of weed is common when I get on the bus. However, I detest the smell of that illegal substance. Every time I get on a bus that smells like weed, I feel the need to vomit. Horrendous smell of weed. Anyway, good semicolon here. And this is what, page 4, I believe. The conclusion. To conclude, I believe that Chicago's public transportation is horrible. That's the thesis sentence repeated. This is a summary. It summarizes what was stated in the introductory paragraph. I believe that Chicago's public transportation is horrible. That's the thesis sentence, her opinion. Now, the previous sentence follows. Chicago's public transportation is horrible because it costs a lot of money, number 1, gets overcrowded, number 2, and smells awful, number 3. Perfectly done. That's fine. You can add a catchy ending line or some other things if you want, but these 2 items are required, I believe. A restatement of the thesis and a restatement of the previous sentence, and you should probably put the effort into rewording it. Don't just state it verbatim. You can, but I would put a little flair into it and rephrase it slightly. But this is very nice. It's like a bookend. Tells the reader the essay is done. It fits together with the introductory paragraph. It's neatly done. So I think this is an A paper, and I'll email this out to all students and put a copy of it up on Brightspace too, so you can see an example of a good paper. I hope this little video works, and I hope it helps. See you later.